If customers have to call you just to get on your calendar, some of them will never make it that far. In this video, I'll show you how online booking works, what to set up first, and how to let customers schedule themselves without creating more confusion for you. I spent 18 years in financial technology, taking complicated systems and making them work for people who aren't technical. Now I run Business Buddy, where I help local businesses set up simple tools that fit the way they already work. Why booking is more than a convenience. Let's start with why this is worth your time. Because online booking gets sold as a nice to have, and it's more than that. Think about how people actually find you. For example, somebody got your name from a neighbor and they landed on your website at 9 o'clock at night. They're already thinking about what they need, and they're ready to schedule a meeting right then. But if the only way onto your calendar is to call you, they have to hold that thought until tomorrow. Remember to call during your business hours and hope that you pick up. Many of them aren't going to wait that long. They're either going to forget about you, forget about their project, or keep scrolling Instagram and forget what they were doing. Whatever the case, you don't get to mark this as a closed, lost lead because you never got the lead at all. And the ones who do call you can still cost you. If you miss the call, you call back. They don't pick up. And now you're playing phone tag for 2 days to schedule something that could have taken 30 seconds. That back and forth is dead time for both of you. When you're the one doing the actual work, you can't also be sitting by the phone. Online booking covers that gap. It lets the customer put themselves on your calendar at the exact moment that they're ready. You stop losing the people who were ready to say yes. Quick thing before we get into the setup. If you're not sure whether booking is even your biggest time drain, or you just want to see where your business is leaking time, I put together a free self-assessment on my website. It's a few questions, and it points you at what's actually worth fixing first. The link's in the description. All right, let's set this up. 2 decisions. Before you touch any tool, you've got 2 decisions to make. First decision, what are people actually booking? Keep this short. 1 or 2 appointment types to start. If you do estimates, that's a request an estimate option. A salon might have haircut and color. That's it. You can always add more later. A mistake I see is putting too many services on the booking page. Now the customer is staring at multiple options, trying to figure out which one to click. If they get overwhelmed, they're going to close the tab. Give them 1 or 2 options that cover most of your service offerings, and let the rest be a conversation. You're simply allowing them to make a human connection. Second decision, what are your rules? A booking tool does whatever you allow it to do. If you don't tell it anything, it'll let a customer book you for 6 in the morning on Sunday, or 2 minutes from right now while you're still watching this video. So write your rules down before you set anything up. And here's what I mean by rules. When are you actually available? How much notice do you need? How much buffer do you want between appointments? And who is allowed to book? This came up with my own setup. I let people book a little too freely at first, and I ended up with calls stacked back to back with no room to breathe in between. So I added buffer time and a notice period, and the calendar went from stressing me out to actually working for me. And you don't have to put the link out on the open internet for any stranger to book for you. You can keep it private and only hand it to customers who you already work with. If you're a plumber with repeat business, send it to your best customers so they can grab a time for a faucet repair without 2 days of phone lag. They already know your prices, they just need to get on your calendar. The tool follows your process. If you sort out the rules first, the setup takes 10 minutes. Let me actually show you how this comes together. I'm going to use a tool called cal.com because it's what I myself use, and the free version does everything that a small business needs to start. There are other good ones. Calendly works the same way. Acuity and Square appointments are popular if you run a salon or a shop. The steps are basically the same, no matter what the tool is, so don't get hung up on the tool. Let me start with my own page, the one I actually use for discovery calls. This is what it looks like on my website, and this is what it looks like on the cal.com configuration page. So for the call itself, I named it Business Buddy Discovery Call in plain language, so there's no guessing what it is. It has a detailed description that gets included in the confirmation email, and we'll talk about that later. The call is set to 30 minutes. It has 2 location options, either a Zoom meeting or an in-person spot the customer picks. And here I choose which calendar these meetings show up on. Over here in availability, it shows the time ranges that work best for me, and I can change those whenever I need to. Here in limits and buffers, I've got a buffer before and after each call, so I'm not jumping straight from one to the next. And a minimum notice period, so nobody can book me out less than 2 hours from now. There are a lot of other settings in here to make this work exactly the way you want it. It's extremely flexible, but I like to keep it simple. It's connected to my Google Calendar, and I want to show you that in action because it's one of my favorite parts. Watch what happens here. Let's look at Monday, July 20th. Right now, I have most of the day open based on my working hours. I'll add something to my calendar, the block of time I'm busy, and I don't want anyone booking over. Let's say I booked a tea time with a client. I drop the event on my calendar, 8 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon, leaving room for lunch. Now, look at the booking page. The time is gone. Nobody can grab it. Look how fast that updated. The page only ever offers time when I'm genuinely free, and it updates the second that my calendar does. That's the piece that keeps you from getting double booked. My page is a discovery call, but the settings are the same no matter what you do. If you ran a mobile car detailing business, you'd build it the exact same way. No overlapping appointments, because you can only detail one car at a time. Nothing before 8 in the morning or after 5 at night. A minimum notice window so nobody books you for a surprise job in the middle of today. Same handful of settings, and then you embed the booking page right on your website so customers never even leave the site. And it works! You can do this today. Your next job can get scheduled while you're out working on the current one, and you get a lot more back from the advertising dollars that you're already spending because the people who find you can book with you without speaking to you. Reminders and customer information. Getting them on the calendar is half of it. The other half is what happens between the booking and the appointment. And this is where you cut down on no-shows. Start with automatic confirmations and reminders. The second someone books, they get an email or a text confirming it. Then, the tool sends a reminder the day before, and maybe again an hour before. You're not doing any of this manually. It just runs. No-shows drop a lot once people get a reminder. And on those reminders, there's usually a button to reschedule or cancel, which works in your favor. Somebody who can move the appointment themselves is a lot less likely to not show up. You also want to ask for a little information up front. Most booking tools let you add a question or two in the form. Name and phone number, obviously, but you can also ask something useful. For the detailing business, that's the kind of vehicle and what package they want. For a plumber, it might be a quick question of the problem and the address. Now you show up already knowing what the job is instead of figuring it out when you get there. If you keep customers in a spreadsheet or a CRM, the better tools can drop that booking information straight in, so you're not retyping it. That part gets a little bit more involved, and it's the kind of thing that I set up for people, but you don't need it on day one. The reminders are the piece that pay off immediately. One last thing, keep it simple enough that you'll actually use it. The temptation, once you see how much these tools can do, is to build the perfect system. And I'll be honest, I do this constantly with new tools. I'll see every option available and I'll try to set up 10 different booking types, each with its own schedule and its own rules. And I end up never launching the thing. Learn from my previous mistakes. Every service type, custom forms, fancy automations, you can add all that later. At the start, you don't need it. Start with a clean booking page, one appointment type, your rules set, and reminders turned on. Put it on your website, put the link in your email signature, and let real customers use it. After a few weeks, you'll know exactly what's missing because you'll have felt it. And then you add that one thing. The goal is not to build the perfect scheduling system. The goal is to stop losing time to phone tag. Online booking only works if it fits how your business runs. Need help setting up a simple booking system, reminders, or customer tracking without adding complexity? Check the first link in the description. And before you go, watch most small businesses lose leads this way, and a spreadsheet fixes it. Booking is only part of it. You also need a simple way to keep new leads from disappearing. Check this video out. Thanks a lot for watching.